Hello and welcome. The title of the message today is Enfolding the Earth. But let's begin by affirming our opening statement. There is only one presence and one power in my life and the universe, God. I invite you now to take a deep breath with me, gently but fully filling your lungs, and then exhaling. Breathing in and relaxing into this moment, opening ourselves to Spirit, our teacher within. We ask for help and guidance that we may take from this message exactly what we need to put to use in our life and just leave the rest. And so it is. So, enfolding the earth. I'd like to begin by sharing a Bible verse that was one of the two key verses when God finally made it known to me what my calling was about. I had a calling, but I didn't have a lot of details other than that I would be a servant, an instrument of peace. And then I was driving back from an intensive session of classes. And on the road I had what might be called a vision, but these two Bible verses came into mind, and I would like to share one of them with you today. It's from the Gospel according to Matthew, chapter 5, and I'll read part of verse 13. I am reading from the George Lamsa translation from the Aramaic text. Aramaic being the language that Jesus spoke. So, the Gospel according to Matthew 5 and 13. You are indeed the salt of the earth. Short, sweet. What does it mean for our spiritual growth? What does it mean in relation to the idea of enfolding the earth? You are indeed the salt of the earth. So let's think about this idea of salt. Salt, it's a seasoning that we use for our food. You sprinkle the salt on there and it tastes better. It's also necessary. Without some salt in our diet, we would become sick. So we have these two things. The flavor is good. It is also necessary. One more property, I think, that really comes forth here is think about a bowl of soup. When you take and you sprinkle the salt on the soup, and then you stir the soup, what happens? The entire bowl of soup gets that flavor. This salt mingles and it enhances the entire bowl of soup. So now, you are the salt of the earth. You are the salt of the earth. The earth here is the bowl of soup. And we're not just talking about the planet Earth. We're talking more about this organic life on earth. Specifically, we can think about humanity on earth. And you are this salt that flavors and is necessary for the growth of organic life on earth, of humanity, perhaps even the earth itself. So enfolding the earth is what? This salt. It has been sprinkled, stirred in, and enhances the entire flavor of humanity. And what is this you that Jesus is referring to? This you is the Christ in you, the Christ in me, that same Christ that is in everyone. It is the truth of who we are, and it is the salt that flavors and supports all of humanity, all of life on earth, perhaps even the earth itself. So, in the prayer for protection that we affirm at the end of every one of these messages, we say that the love of God enfolds us. Enfolding the earth, this love of God, God's love for each and every one of us. No one is excluded. Even if you think you might be excluded, God's love is unconditional. You are a part of God's love. God's love flows to you and through you every moment of your life. Breathe into that. Breathe into that and feel your body relax. You are enfolding the earth by this highest part of you. Even when we are living from our separate self, that highest part of us still touches us and enfolds the earth. You are the salt of the earth. Indeed, it is the truth. What can we do with that? We can enhance this flavor by being more and more the salt, by living more and more from our sense of our true self as opposed to our separate self. Breathing, aware of our breath, living aware of our life. Where is our attention right now? Are we focused on something that increases the tension in our body, something that causes fear or anger? Or are we focused on God? We have the choice. I talked about it yesterday. It is our innate power to choose how we view the world. And it is in this exercise of this power that we live, or not, from our true self or from our separate self. When we're asleep, even if we're walking around, we're not aware of our true self. But as soon as we become aware, we awaken. We are a living example. We are salting the soup that is the earth, that is organic life, that is humanity itself. We are raising the vibration of the planet. I invite you, be aware of where your attention is. Live from the Christ presence in you and salt the entire soup that is the earth. Thank you for your attention this morning or this afternoon. And I'd like to close by praying our prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. Thank you.